What's up, boy? You good?
Right.
You just look like a big-ass boy band member. What's up with you, man? Just Justin Timberlake coming off the edge. That ain't what he look like? Just a big, strong Backstreet boy. Coming off the edge like, bro, I got sacked by Justin Timberlake. Did you see that, cuz?
Oh. Unbelievable roasting there by a comedian that I don't remember his name. The Motown King of Comedy. Should we Google him? I feel like I should Google him and do him some justice. This is interesting to see. Your daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, gambling, etc. Oh, let's see. Motown King of Comedy. Hard Knocks. This is riveting shit for you guys, I'm sure. Josh Adams. Yep, roasting Aiden Hutchinson for looking like a boy band. He does, like blonde-ass beard, man. Not great. Hard Knocks last night was pretty good. Getting to the point now where it's time to care about football. This is the week between the middle of the preseason and Labor Day is the one where you're like, where is football? Because then Labor Day week happens, and it's like it's not a short work week, but it feels like a short work week. And the next week is a short work week. We've got college football all day. College football preview coming up tomorrow. We have a conference game, which is in London or Dublin or Germany, or I don't know. It's Nebraska and Northwestern, which why would you? We're trying to make this Europe-like football. We'll talk about that later. But regardless, this week is tough, but we're going to get through it. Yeah, Hard Knocks was cool. Narratives that came out of it. There's this little receiver named Khalil Pimpleton. Little pimp. He's tiny, but he's super fast, and he's probably not going to make the team, but he juggled in front of everybody, and there's some good knocking helmets between the Colts and the Lions. It was fun. Some weird quotes. Deuce Staley lost his voice. It was a fun episode overall. I enjoyed it. Little League World Series back in action. So the Little League World Series, I tried so hard to give you guys an update on the bracket, but I can't. Because ESPN redirects to this weird website, littleleague.org, and they have no fucking information. This is utter garbage. I'm going to pull it up for you here. So Asia Pacific region. Okay, well, who is it? Like what country? Do you know that there are like 100 countries in the Asia Pacific region of the world? Okay, so which is the region? No information. Literally none. Look at this. Just nothing. As a scoreboard, Asia beat Europe, and then the Great Lakes beat the Midwest. The Great Lakes are in the Midwest. Who the fuck is it? So I tried to care. I don't care. I tried really hard. There's games today. They are between two teams from the world and from America. I don't know what else to say. I tried very hard. But the real takeaway from the Little League World Series, a black player covered in cotton. His teammates covered him in cotton. None of his teammates look white. Well, that guy kind of looks white. We'll pull him up. See this right there? Looks kind of like Caucasian skin. Officials say no ill intent behind this. Not a great look. Doing this, like here we go. They're just covering him in cotton. So they've picked the cotton out of these dinosaurs and they're just putting on this kid's hair. And he's just sitting there dead-eyed. These guys are from the Midwest region. It was from the Midwest region. It's from a stuffed animal that was given away during a game. Yeah, really not a great look. That happened. I have no information as to whether or not someone's going to be punished. This only happened yesterday from what I understand, or maybe 2 days ago, but there's nothing new has happened other than there was an apology to people watching. So we don't know how the kid's doing. We don't know anything. Little League World Series they're not doing a great job. As far as information and broadcasting, it could have been better. It was awesome back in the day when ESPN has their shit together. We can watch Little League baseball on TV. It's like a dying thing now. So we move over to college football, where Nick Saban has been greenlit for an 8-year, $93.6 million contract extension. His last year with the university, according to this contract, shall be 20 and 30. Man, he makes per day just north of $23,000 this year, which is about $15 fewer than annual tuition at the University of Alabama. And I will tell you right now, my take is kind of underpaid, because talked about this a lot during the pandemic. College football is big business. Making millions of dollars. Yeah, true. It is small potatoes compared to education. You know why the Big Ten and the Pac-12 and the Ivy League didn't play sports yet? Because they make millions, hundreds of millions in education. Nobody has been better for advertising for a university than Nick Saban. Until TikTok made Bama Rush a thing. Hashtag Bama Rush. He is worth more to, he's worth, I would say, in a 20-year span, like $1 billion to Alabama. Like $1 billion. Getting people from the north, getting people from the west to want to go there because they're always on TV, and it looks like such a fun college experience to just win these national championships. And you see the girls in the dresses and the guys in their blazers, and it just seems like a fun thing to do for college, and nobody makes it look more fun than that guy. That contract could have been double, and it wouldn't be enough. That university, it will be pre-Saban, post-Saban. You'll be able to tell. I mean, they educationally are getting better. They have more money because of him. So that's a huge, huge, huge contract. It's crazy. Good for him, man. I mean, he earned it. They just keep winning, and now paying players is legal. And speaking of that, Michigan has started an NIL program, and they call it NIL, name, image, and likeness, where they're just going to crowdfund paying players. You can just send players money. But if you can do that, I mean, you just use Venmo and Cash App. Can't you request money from the University of Michigan and be like, you fucking lost, so I'd like $10,000, please. Moving over to the NBA, this league, super petty. They released this statement from the Brooklyn Nets on Twitter. Look at the font situation here. Look at this one's like flat, and then this one's also like flat, and these are all caps on top. So this is what happened with Kevin Durant. Well, let's read the statement. Steve Nash and I, together with Joe Tsai and Clara Wu Tsai, met with Kevin Durant and Rich Kleiman, his agent, in Los Angeles yesterday. We have agreed to move forward with our partnership. We are focusing on basketball with one collective goal in mind, build a lasting franchise to bring a championship to Brooklyn. So you're like, what is this statement? The statement is Kevin Durant's going to play on the team that he's signed to play for. Yes. So this is what's happened. Last year was a disaster because Kyrie Irving doesn't believe in vaccinations as a concept. So he never played in any of the games in New York because New York had very strict workplace vaccination mandates. And the city of New York's like, you are not in the top 10,000 richest, most powerful people in your neighborhood in New York City. We don't give a shit about who Kyrie Irving thinks he is. So they didn't let him get past and Brooklyn sucked. He's one of the best players in the world, and without him, they weren't good. And then James Harden got fat and forced his way off the team. And then the guys they traded for in his trade were okay, and then the good one sucked, and it was bad, and then Kevin Durant's carrying the team. So Kevin Durant's like, all right, trade me. And then Brooklyn was like, nah. And he's like, fine, fire the coach and fire the GM. And they were like, nope. And then he was like, I'm going to retire. And then they were like, do it. And then he's like, okay, I'm not going to retire. And they're like, so what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to play for the team. And they're like, sick. He got alpha. I've never seen Kevin. People's trying to force their way out of town. It is going to end. This player empowerment movement is going to end at some point. Somebody's going to be like, no, we're not doing that. We're seeing it with the Lamar Jackson contract in Baltimore. So he got offered, the way the quarterback contracts work are, if you're in the top 10-ish at any point in time, you're going to get, like even for 3 weeks in a row, you're going to get a max deal, which means a max deal is an actual concept in the NBA. I'm just using that as a descriptor here. You're going to become the highest paid player at your position. And because you play quarterback, you're going to become the highest paid quarterback of all time. Is Kyler Murray worth that much more money per year than someone like Kirk Cousins? No. Like it's about the same, probably, right? A little bit more, a little bit less. But he makes significantly more per year because his contract is up. That's how unions work. They're driving the price up. Well, the Browns sold their soul and gave Deshaun Watson an abomination of a contract with $230 million fully guaranteed. So now Lamar wants a contract that is completely fully guaranteed. The word on the street is that they offered him a contract that was worth more money than Kyler Murray is getting now. And he said no because he wants what Deshaun Watson has. And they're like, no. He doesn't have an agent. He is his own agent, so he just wants to be the highest paid player in the league, and I think that the Ravens are going to be like, nah, no. because quarterback contracts are just hamstringing teams. And then we're seeing it with basketball. They're like, we're going to trade you. We're not going to be good again. We have you. You signed. You're here. You signed the contract. The Sixers and Ben Simmons reportedly settled out of court for when he was just skipping practice. So they did owe him some money contractually, but they just withheld like tens of millions of dollars from him because they're like, you didn't fucking play. And you could have. And you didn't try, and you weren't a professional about it. So teams are starting to push back. They're like, I'm not just throwing money away because you were good in college. So that's what's sort of happening. And it's gonna happen. Like, we're going to see this because billionaires don't like money on fire for a long time. They're not gonna get screwed by players who just kind of finagle their way to a new super team. And other than LeBron and maybe Steph Curry one day, none of these players in any of these leagues will ever rise to the amount of money that it takes to own a professional franchise. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is like, in 20 years, he'll be 20% of the way there, you know? Okay, let's move on. I want to talk about, let's see what I have for you guys here. Oh, yeah, the Arizona State. So the Arizona Coyotes, the Phoenix Coyotes hockey team, used to play at something called Gila Arena. And if you don't know Phoenix is enormous. It's many cities into one big valley. It's sort of like Dallas, where there's like a bunch of towns that are all there. Glendale and whatever else. It doesn't really, Tempe, it's all the same. It's Phoenix. It's all Phoenix. They used to play in a place where nobody gave a shit about hockey, and as a result of that, nobody went to the games. They were also very bad. They used to be good about 15 years ago. They were fun occasionally, and now they suck. So nobody goes, there's no money, and then the team stopped paying rent to the arena. They don't own the arena. They lease it from, I think, the city and some other people. So they got kicked out. So like, are we going to build an arena? Are we going to sell a team? What's going to happen? ASU, Arizona State University, just became a Division I hockey program about 6 years ago. They have an arena. It seats like 5,000 people. And now that's where the Coyotes are going to play for like multiple years, which I think will be fun. It's going to be insulting, but it'll be fun. The real lead here is that they just named the arena Mullet Arena after the Mullet family. Shouts to the Mullet family for having a sick name. But that is hilarious. Hard Knocks last night. Malcolm Rodriguez continues to be a good player. You can get him for NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year at plus 6,000 on FanDuel. MGM and Bovada don't even have him. I think it might be worth the bet because it's all a narrative award. He's on Hard Knocks. That's going to do it. College football preview coming up tomorrow. Remind me. College football preview. Let's do it real quick. Alabama and Georgia are going to win the national championship. Ohio State will lose in the playoff, and Michigan and Notre Dame will almost be good. Got it. Nailed it. No, for real. We'll do a college football playoff. Back and better than ever tomorrow.